Oh, Dwayne. Where are you, buddy? I brought you some lunch. You upstairs? Dwayne. Wait. Dwayne? Oh, he's with somebody. I think Dwayne is on a date. We should probably give him some privacy. At least it looks like they're having a good time. I wonder what they're talking about.
そして彼 WA 私 GA はだからっとくだらないわのダジャレを言っと。そあ GA 面白い空を持ってる。
ははは。
Well, good luck, Dwayne, you old dog. I hope he doesn't take her for granted. So today we're going to talk about one of the long-term goals for this world. There are two things I love to do in any video game I play, and those are 100%ing every part of the game and collecting everything in the game I possibly can. So the question I want to pose to you today is, what is the most difficult thing to collect in Minecraft? Is it collecting every type of flower? Is it collecting all the horse varieties? Is it collecting every block in the game? Is it collecting all the book enchantments? No, you couldn't possibly be more wrong. While you continue to think on that, let me pose another question to you. What is the rarest mob in Minecraft? It's more rare than a screaming goat? It's more rare than a baby brown panda? It's more rare than a blue axolotl? It's even more rare than a naturally spawned baby pink sheep. Give up yet? It's this little guy, and this little guy, and this little guy, and this little guy. There are a whopping 2,700 different varieties of tropical fish intended to spawn in the game. But because of a bug, there are actually 3,072 unique options. This is in addition to the 22 uniquely named varieties such as the queen angelfish or the cotton candy beta. The issue is that 90% of the time a tropical fish spawns, it spawns as one of the 22 common varieties. So the other 3,072 varieties only have a 10% chance of spawning anytime a tropical fish spawns, giving each of these varieties a measly 0.003% chance of appearing in the world. So naturally, with over 3,000 unique mobs to collect, we're going to need a fairly sizable facility to store them, and I think because of the square footage required to properly store and showcase these fish, today we'll just start with a simple warehouse building that we can later incorporate as part of the overall aquatic center. Let's play some blocks. bright shiny copper sure does look out of place, doesn't it? But it's just a matter of time before that will fully oxidize to the correct color. And this part of the roof, once I get access to some of the prismarine blocks, I'll go back in and texture that part of the roof same way as we have on this front wall here. And like I said, this is just to get us started. I want to try and keep everything we build in this world, so while I might alter some builds at some point, everything we do here will either be preserved or added onto. So once I've had the chance to better plan the rest of this facility and gather the necessary resources, we'll add on to this so we can spread things out a bit. And just as a teaser for what the finished facility will include, I know I want to collect all the frog types, possibly turtles, the 3 non-tropical fish, then we'll have a display for the common 22 types in addition to a better system for storing our rare tropical fish collection. And lastly, one of the natural waste products of working on this collection is going to be tropical fish that we've already collected. You know what eats tropical fish? That's right, these slimy little things. So I think even though it's not the rarest mob, we'll also work on breeding some blue axolotls. Fortunately, we've got a few breeding pairs here, so hopefully that will be a fun little side project compared to our fish collection. And I think I'll keep the warehouse vibe whenever we do our addition, but the interior will look like a cross between an aquarium and a science lab. But we can't have a fish collection without fish. So I think now is the time to make some waves and see what we catch. I had hoped to make our maiden voyage by ghast, but my ghast hunting has only yielded 3 tiers so far, and the only soul sand valley I've found was generated before the dried ghasts were added, so we're going old school today. Look at that. That last clip was from right there. And this is how big this place is. Okay, I'm now on the next peak over, and it's still going as far as you can see. This place is massive. Hey, there it is. That is a long 3,500 blocks. I think I'll be setting up another portal to there very soon. So I did my best not to get any duplicates, but let's take a look at today's haul. So these are the fish we caught today that are part of the 22 varieties that spawn 90% of the time. You can see they are uniquely named and from what I can tell are loosely based on real life types of tropical fish. Caught 16 of the 22 on our first time out, so I imagine one more trip and we will catch all of these. And over here are the few we found of the rarer types. We will go over the different types in a later video once we actually start sorting through and organizing what we've got. But for these, it lists the body type and color pattern of each given fish. So we're obviously off to a rip-roaring start. And if my calculations are correct, today's excursion brings our collection to carry the one. Yes, 0.13% completion. Oh dear. Looks like I've got some work to do. But before we go today, there are a couple other additions in our world here to take a look at. For starters, I tweaked our skeleton farm room. And by tweaked, I mean tore down and rebuilt in a different location. I think I showed this a few episodes ago, but we've got two skeleton spawners right next to each other, which are directly underneath our storage room. So this is a perfect setup and a perfect location. And double the spawners means double the XP, double the arrows, and most importantly, double the bones, which we can use in our newest machine. Just grab some bones here. This machine here makes bone blocks. Bones go in, and bone blocks come out. This is my first time using the auto crafters or crafters. I think they're just called crafters. But that's super useful. I'm going to be learning more about how these things work and probably use them more often in our world here. I also did a little polishing over in the corner here just to give an idea of the aesthetic for this room. I'm still toying with it, but I do like the black and the orange together, and all of the movement we've got in this room and the lights flashing on and off. I like that. I'm gonna probably stick with that idea. And also, door. I did a redstone. Are you proud of me? We haven't even opened yet. We've already got protesters. But I think we'll call it there for today. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.